Bridges, Faces of Innocence at the Children's National Hospital. I was invited to a 5-week artist residency by Dawn Sutherland of Bridge to Africa Connection, where I got an opportunity to meet her students. Her mission with this organization is to enrich the lives of young women and girls. Yes, she does service boys, but her focus is on young women because Africa, and specifically in Ghana and Kumasi, is a male-dominated society. So their whole goal is to educate girls. So by living on the compound, I got an opportunity to meet a lot of the students that are in her program, which was really amazing. I got a chance to see students that were eager, excited, had a thirst for learning, which is something that sometimes I miss back at home in the U.S. I had really only planned to do small sketches and studies while I was there at the compound because I was working with a group of artists in another area of Africa where I was helping doing art projects every day. So in my downtime, I would be at the compound drawing one or two of the students that came through. Now, normally when I did this process, I would take a pencil and I would take my journal and I would sit down and I would sketch things out and I would show the child the piece before I left from my trip, depending on how long I was there. But something told me, hey, Poncho, you got your iPad. Why don't you just use the iPad? Because I'm trying to learn how to use Procreate and some other digital programs. So through that process, I was able to take a picture of the children. I was able to render those photographs in kind of real time. In other words, I could create a drawing of the child later that evening rather than in 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't embark on doing as many portraits as I did, but we ended up doing upwards of 50 portraits of young students, which was really wonderful because it's a big difference when you show a child a picture of them that you shot on your iPad, full frame, and you see that wonderful smile, than when you do an actual rendering or painting of that child and show that to the child. I think I captured innocence in the photographs, but I also captured their spirit by doing these renderings. And I can't tell you the look these children gave me when I showed them their rendered piece. One of the missions of Bridge to Africa Connection is to make sure that they get an opportunity to introduce these children to all of the tourists and travelers that are coming through Kumasi. Sharing their stories, their occupations, their encouragement, notes on beauty, notes on pride. Those things are so imperative. And what I notice is that these children on the compound have a really bright view of tomorrow. And I think the collection of works that I was able to create really does illustrate that. You get to see that innocence, but you also get to see that encouragement. Dawn Sutherland had the children write, after I left, notes of what they really felt as a result of the work that was done while I was in that residency. And to hear some of the stories relayed back to me that the children actually wrote about their personal experience and how it made them feel, made this whole project worthwhile. I love working with children. I love mentorship. And so what I'm hoping is that people will understand that these children need our assistance, our help, our nudge any way that we can. Imagine that it takes $100 for one student's full year schooling. I'm talking about uniforms, supplies, and other things that they require, school fees. And so what we also were able to do was to raise money to help these children continue their education. So as you view this exhibition, and I hope you enjoy this exhibition, I want you to think that every one of these pieces that's sold will sponsor one child's schooling for a year. I'd like to take this time to thank Children's National Hospital of DC, Mr. Greg Scott, the curator, for bringing this exhibition to you, and I hope that you enjoy it.